I'm not going to stand here and say, well, sit here. Hello, asshole. I'm not going to sit here and say that this person didn't do you wrong because they did. Okay? They did you wrong. Emperor, Ace of Cups in the reverse. This person definitely did you wrong. But like I was saying in the first part of this reading, you knew this. You knew it. You saw the red flags. You might be studying a lot about yourself right now. And, you know, within all of this, there's no point making it their fault. There's not, because you can't do anything about that. You can't do anything about how they act. You can't, from now on, and you never really had control over any of that, okay? The only thing that you ever have control over is how you react in a specific situation. Now, let's try to switch this story around, because most people just want to cry about it and say, well, I shouldn't have done this, the non-victory, la, la, la. Okay, let's move on to what actually matters. Okay, let's move on to what actually matters here, because a lot of you aren't paying attention to the signs. There was a much bigger reason why you needed to go through this particular cycle. And you're like, Catherine, I don't want any more life lessons. Well, you're going to have tons of them if you don't learn from any of them. So you might as well just pack a lunch. Okay. If you don't learn from any of them, you're just going to keep repeating it over and over and over again. So the time is now to take accountability, okay? We have 4 planets in retrograde. Everything inside of you probably wants to just explode. It's in Leo season as well, so let's try to put the ego aside just for a minute, if we can, and see what's actually going on underneath the surface here. Because, well, there it is, 8 of Cups. Walking away from emotional turmoil that has been accumulating year after year after year, or even just month after month if we want to stick to this particular person. But I believe this has been a pattern of yours that has been going on for a substantial amount of time. And you might be surprised that this time around, it's not going to be as difficult as it has in the past. You know, if usually you have suffered for months and months and months, I have a feeling, and if you're right, I'm going to say this as well, if you're right there on the cusp and you're not sure what you need to do, if somebody is, you know, walking all over your boundaries and not caring, and you've told this person a million times how you feel about something, and they're just outwardly disrespecting you and then projecting it back on you and saying, no, it's because you're too nitpicky, or whatever it is. Who cares, okay? The point is, it's all excuses. That's all you hear, just excuses, excuses. Fine. What that says to me, it's fait accompli. Okay, you don't want to change. You don't give a shit about my boundaries. Fine. Okay, 8 o'clock.